Good morning, everybody. You're tuned into Crackcore. So, today we're going to be talking about the strangeness of social media. And, well, that's it. So, have you noticed how if you type in anything, let's say, for instance, you create a post on social media, and that post contains the word, certain keywords, like vaccine or virus, there's lots of these different things. So immunity, these kind of words, if you type you make a post with these words in, there's like a little thing at the bottom, like a little banner bar thing that you can click on, and it says, for information about COVID-19 and vaccines and stuff like this. Now, on a lot of occasions, if you're a member of Instagram, I don't know if you are, but I am. If you're on Instagram and you add this to your story, now I don't know if it does it to your Facebook story. It probably does, because they're owned by the same people. So if you add a post to your story, what happens is it doesn't just put it at the bottom. It puts it across the post. So you're making a story post and it puts it across it. So half of your, whatever it is you're posting about, is covered by this fucking thing. So it's intruded upon by this inserted message. Now, before we get to the meat of this, before we get to the reasons as to why this may be strange, because I personally find it extremely fucking strange and annoying. When you type, when you make a post regarding cheese, do you get a little pop-up saying, how to make the correct sandwich with said thing? No, you don't. When you type in, say you make a post regarding hairstyles, maybe you're even slagging someone's hairstyle off, saying that their hairstyle's shit and it doesn't work for the shape of their face. Some of us notice these things about human beings. Does it come up with a little thing that you can press that says where to find the best hair salon or barbers? Well, clearly not, no. Because I'm walking around with a buzz cut. So, what I'm saying here is, does it not seem a little bit strange that there are other vaccines in the world? You get vaccinated for a plethora of different things. There are other viruses in the world. There's not just COVID. There are other viruses out there, for fuck's sakes. And you can be immunized against other things, so on and so forth. You can have a natural immunity towards other things. But as soon as you type in these things and add them to a story, it's instantly flagged. I think it takes a few minutes, though. It might not do it at first. I think it takes about 7 minutes, I think I've heard somebody saying. But, it takes a few minutes regardless, okay? To come up with this flagging that basically interrupts your post and covers it up in some cases, and basically encourages people to click on the agenda agreed upon information. Now, so basically you can have your brain well and truly washed with the information that they want you to have. Now, in my opinion, at this point, it becomes scary, because the whole situation up to now has been an information battle. It's been a war of information. So it stands to reason then, doesn't it, that the control of information is going to be what the opposition will use as their main weapon against the information war. Because if they can control the information that people are exposed to, well, they've basically covered all bases, haven't they? And they've kind of set the rules before the game's even started to be played. Now, this is, if you ask me, historically, the tactics that these people use and have used for many, many years. You know, setting the stage before they even come out. You know, making sure that the rules are theirs to be designed. So therefore, when people enter the game, well, they've already fucked it, basically. You know, you're playing their game by their rules, hence the voting system and all of this. You know, this is why the world is so corrupt. And it's, I mean, but anyway, let's get back on point, because we haven't got long for this one. So this is becoming extremely worrying now. And like I said, at this point, that's where it starts to happen, because the flow of information is now being controlled. I mean, at first, we had the opportunity to go out and seek our information as we please. We had to look for it. We had to know the right things to look for, keywords and stuff, which is very poignant in what I'm saying here. I don't know if you've typed in anything to do with any of the situation that's going on right now into Google. Well, it is absolutely flooded. There is no information that's independently put out there unless you scroll down page after page after page. And if you know anything about the internet and how that works, and how pages are put up on the lists, of the search lists, it's all algorithmic. You know, it's all to do with the algorithms, man. So, and if you know anything about algorithms, then you know how and why that is the way it is. I knew a guy once that had his own website, and he used to spend hours every night doing things like, you know, to do with the search engine with his website, to make sure that his popped up first whenever you typed in anything to do with that. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's got something to do with hashtags. I don't know. But that's basically how it worked. And he made a fair bit of money off his website because of doing that. It prioritised his website. Now, this is what's happening on the internet right now. It's prioritising the government-backed information. Now, in any situation, if you are only able to access one side of an argument, right? One perspective, one point of view, well, then you're being controlled, aren't you? Because even scientists will say that it is through challenge that evolves science, that moves it and pushes it forward, that requires it to go forward. Because you have to challenge things, and you have to have the ability to challenge in order to push forward, in order to evolve. Because without challenge, there is no evolution, which means there can be no truth, because truth has to be found. It isn't simply just told to you by somebody else. No, you have to figure out the truth. There wasn't a fucking book, was there, that said, oh, by the way, trees, you know, take in our oxygen, our carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and put it back out as oxygen. No, we had to figure that out through science. And now we know that to be the truth. We had to challenge what we thought was real. You know, who knew there was air? Who knew there was oxygen? Who knows why fire works? You know, who knew how to build a car and how to get it to go forward until science was challenged? Now, my point is this. Unless you can challenge the narrative, unless there's an allowance of, an equal allowance of opposing information out there, well then, it's a fucking controlled narrative, isn't it? You have to say that that's what it is, because that's what it is. It's a controlled narrative, especially when you can fucking add to the mixture of this disgusting tasting cake the fact that people tend nowadays to get their information, you know, sadly enough, but get their information from formats like social media. And who are these social media formats owned by? Well, that should tell you everything you need to know. But once you understand who these social media formats are owned by, that's one side of the fucking coin. Once you then see that it is through these social media formats that these people are choosing to guide society in one way, to push their narrative, rather than to allow it to be neutral, well, then you have to question the motives of these people. You have to question the motives of the narrative itself. And it's as simple as that. And on that note, I'm going to say love and peace to all things everywhere. I hope this has been an enjoyable video for you. Thank you to all the subscribers lately, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope, you know, it's given you food for thought. So yeah, this is Crackcom signing off. Love and peace to all things everywhere. Peace.